Hello and welcome, my beautiful Pisces. Brenda here with your daily vibe from your guides message. Let's see what we have here for us today for all my beautiful mermaids and mermen. My beautiful Pisces, let's see what we've been given. Okay, we've got our first card. We've got accept struggles as lessons. See what we have coming in with this. Patience is a virtue. Don't we know that, eh? Pisces, we want everything yesterday. ASAP, pronto. We have to watch that we are patient because we don't do that well. See what we've got here. Thank you, Spirit. Live your bliss. All right. Okay. Starting off, let's see what we've got here. Okay, let's see. Accept struggles as lessons. When we acknowledge our relationship to spirit, source energy, we will begin to understand our role in the bigger picture. Life on earth may seem difficult, but once we accept that the hardships that we encounter are merely set before us in order for us to learn and evolve, then our journey here will become much easier. The important thing is to perceive an obstacle as a tool for growth. These are all lessons we're learning. We need to choose, to look at struggles as things that we have chosen to encounter so that we can learn to overcome them, instead of as things done to us to make us miserable or make us fall into that pit or that situation of feeling victimized. The choice is ours. If life on earth was not problematic, then it wouldn't be such a compelling adventure for the courageous soul. It's imperative that we search for the meaning behind each struggle so we can comprehend the lessons and what is the best way to proceed from here forward. The way we handle those obstacles prepares us not only for how to handle them in the future, but for what awaits us in the dimension of spirit. The experience we have gathered from encountering struggles factors heavily into the decisions that we and our guides make regarding future incarnations. We are here to learn, so let's not pass up on the opportunity because it will only be placed before us again. So every struggle we're experiencing today, we need to take a breath, breathe in and breathe out. Look at the situation, face it head on, and say, okay, how can I maneuver this? How can I get around this obstacle? Do I climb over it? Do I move it out of my way and deal with it? So that's how today is going to seem for a lot of us. Now we're going to have to be patient while we're doing this, okay? Remember, time is an illusion, right? And we are eternal. The clock ticks in this physical dimension, but it is just a device we use for measuring. Our higher self has always been and always will be. Okay, so if we race through it, we will miss the pearls of the path. So we need to slow down. Okay, there are no rewards for finishing first here in life. The rewards are the experiences that we are passing by. We need to be present and we need to acknowledge the wonders of this dimension. We need to free ourselves from expectations and let our path unfold. We only have the power of this moment right now. If we waste it by pondering what's to come, then we've lost that moment's power and it'll never come again. Patience, as they say, is a virtue. So live in the moment, realize that all things come to pass at the perfect timing, and often it's divine intervention that brings us that into us. So the struggles we're experiencing today are lessons and stepping stones for us to learn. We're learning constantly in order to evolve and expand by those experiences. And patience in the meantime. Okay, there's going to be situations today where you might have to bite your tongue. You might have to take a breath and step back and say, okay, I'm not going to lose my, what. I'm going to look at this in a different way. I'm going to be patient and I'm not going to jump into something and start assuming and presuming that things are not going to work out, because we're only attracting that attention to ourselves if we do, right? So now we have live in our bliss. So this is a lot like living in the moment, right? Enjoying everything. And our guides are pointing us in the right direction. Whether we are consciously aware of it or not, there are unique lessons to be learned by following our bliss. right? So think of the sensation of fulfillment and satisfaction as pearls that are strewn before our soul's journey. They lead us to the right direction. If something makes us fatigued or bored, that is also a sign that we have ventured onto a path that won't ultimately fulfill our soul's blueprint. All right? We need to follow our dreams. It's also about letting ourselves express our joy by doing that. And in doing so, we are aligned with our own personal truth. All right? This is about examining our priorities today. All right? So we need to accept our struggles, look them in the face, and not be afraid to deal with them, and to become more adaptable and flexible and mutable while we're doing this. And it's going to take time, so we have to be patient. If we were planning on something today and it didn't come to pass, and we had our heart set on, and all of a sudden now there's been a delay, or there's been, it isn't going to happen today, and we were all prepared. We need to be patient and tell ourselves there was a reason for this, okay? And in the meantime, let's make our own fun today. Let's do other things that are going to take our mind off of that and live in our bliss and have fun. So let's see what we have here for our next message. What do we need to see, know, or expect, Spirit, for our next message here? Our soul's journey message. Too many, Spirit, too many. Just one, please. Thank you. There's my one. All right, that's interesting. Do I surround myself with people who lift me up? So think about that. Who's in your soul pod? Who's in your circle? The energy, especially Pisces, the energy that we feel, because we're the sea sponges, can be good or bad. And if we're allowing ourselves to be in a circle of energy that's negative and toxic and brings us down, we need to think about that. The people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they inspire us, right? Do they lift us up? Do they believe in us? Do they help us step into our greatest potential? Because we as Pisces want to heal the world. And we always try to look at people on the good side until they prove us otherwise, right? That's how we feel. So the messages that we're getting today is, make a desire list of the type of people with whom we wish to surround ourselves with. And clarify if there is anyone in our life who's no longer serving us. Can we love them from a distance? Think about that. Sometimes we just have to remove ourselves from those situations that we're not comfortable in. And it's hard sometimes for us to look at that, because we believe in the do unto others. And we get very hurt as Pisces. When we get cut, the wound goes deep. But in order to protect ourselves, sometimes we have to just turn around and walk away from those situations and not allow that energy around us. There could be people around you have no choice of having around you, but they don't have to be your best friend. And if they are, and they're misbehaving, or they're behaving in a way that isn't acceptable in our circle, then we have to ask ourselves why. Why are they behaving this way? They obviously have issues of their own, and we can either make one choice to ask them and try to help them, or we can just say, they got out on the wrong side of the bed today, and somebody peed in their cornflakes, and they're going to be in a bad mood anyway. So we have to remove ourselves from that and let them sort it out themselves. So let's see what we've got here with our Moonology message. What do we need to see, know, and expect? Here we go. You've got a win-win outcome in the forecast. Full moon in Libra. Beautiful. So things are going to work out today. All right. Whether you have struggles, whether you have to sit and be patient, live in your bliss. You might be feeling better by being removed from someone who is in your circle, and you've just thought, no, I'm just going to have a great time today because I'm not going to allow any of that negative and toxic energy around me. Whatever you're working on today, Pisces, know that it's going to turn out in your favor. If you're waiting to hear about something on a judicial issue, perhaps know that things might be waived in your favor as well. But today's a beautiful day. When we get a win-win outcome, it's going to be perfect. And that's where we're going to live in our bliss. Well, my beautiful Pisces, this is your daily vibe from your guides. And again, I wish you a beautiful remainder to today. And always know, I send you lots of love and many blessings. And thanks for all the beautiful comments, your support, saying you like these daily vibe messages, and those thumbs up. See you soon.